Hannibal Barca, the Carthaginian general, was more than a man. He was a symbol of defiance against the might of Rome, his name becoming synonymous with tenacity and strategic genius. His early life was shaped by the bitter conflict between Carthage and Rome, a rivalry that had led to the disastrous First Punic War for Carthage, a wound still raw in the city-state's collective memory. Hannibal's father, Hamilcar Barca, a seasoned general himself, was instrumental in nurturing Hannibal's militaristic ambitions. It was from him that Hannibal inherited his deep-seated hatred for Rome. He was groomed to be not just a warrior, but a leader, a thinker, a man whose prowess extended beyond the battlefield into the realms of diplomacy and strategy. After his father's death, Hannibal moved to Spain with his brother-in-law, Hasdrubal. During this period, his understanding of warfare deepened, and his reputation as a military leader began to grow. His bravery and tactical brilliance became evident in his encounters with the local tribes and Rome's allies. When Hasdrubal was assassinated, Hannibal was appointed as the commander-in-chief of the Carthaginian army in Spain. He was just 26 years old, yet the men under his command trusted his leadership. His first significant move was to capture Saguntum, a city allied with Rome, which sparked the Second Punic War. Undeterred by Rome's power, and determined to bring the war to them, Hannibal assembled a formidable force, including the famous war elephants, and embarked on his daring journey across the Alps to invade Italy. The march through the treacherous mountain range was a perilous undertaking fraught with hardships. Despite losing a significant portion of his army, Hannibal's determination did not waver. His ability to maintain the morale of his troops and successfully lead them through such a challenging terrain was a testament to his leadership skills. Emerging from the Alps, Hannibal and his diminished yet resilient army posed a significant threat to Rome. He defeated the Roman legions in several battles, including the Battle of Trebia, the Battle of Lake Trasimene, and most notably, the Battle of Cannae. At Cannae, despite being outnumbered, Hannibal used his superior tactics to encircle and almost annihilate a much larger Roman army. This victory at Cannae brought Hannibal new allies from among Rome's Italian subjects, who defected to the Carthaginian side, lured by the promise of freedom from Roman domination. However, not all of Italy turned towards Hannibal. Many remained loyal to Rome, a testament to the influence and control Rome had over its territories. Despite his victories, Hannibal's position was not unassailable. The Romans, learning from their losses, adopted a strategy of avoiding direct engagement with Hannibal's forces. Instead, they focused on recapturing the cities that had defected to Hannibal's side and disrupting his supply lines. This strategy, known as the Fabian strategy, named after the Roman dictator Quintus Fabius Maximus, gradually weakened Hannibal's forces and eroded his influence over his new Italian allies. Meanwhile, Rome decided to shift the theater of war to Spain and Africa. Under the young and dynamic commander, Publius Cornelius Scipio, the Roman forces took the fight to the Carthaginians in Spain, and then crossed over to Africa. Threatened by this new offensive and the impending danger to Carthage itself, Hannibal was recalled from Italy. In 202 BC, Hannibal faced Scipio at the Battle of Zama. Despite his best efforts, he was defeated, marking the end of the Second Punic War. Carthage was forced to surrender its navy, its overseas territories, and pay a significant indemnity to Rome. This defeat marked the end of Carthage as a major power and set the stage for its eventual destruction in the Third Punic War. After the war, Hannibal became a statesman and worked tirelessly to restore Carthage's fortunes. However, his efforts to reform the Carthaginian system of government and economy earned him many enemies within Carthage and aroused the suspicion of Rome. Fearing arrest, he chose to go into exile, moving from one court to another in search of asylum. Hannibal spent his final years in a constant state of evasion, forever pursued by Roman agents. His lifelong conflict with Rome only ended in 183 BC, when he chose to take his life rather than fall into Roman hands in Bithynia, modern-day northwestern Turkey. Hannibal's life was marked by significant highs and crushing lows. Despite his military genius and the initial success of his audacious campaigns, his ultimate goal of breaking Rome's dominance remained unfulfilled. However, his efforts were not in vain. They weakened Rome's hold over its Italian allies, which later became a significant factor in the Social War. His tactics and strategies are still studied today, his name evoking respect and admiration in military and academic circles alike. Hannibal's life story serves as a cautionary tale about the limits of military power when not complemented by effective political strategies and allies' reliable support. It highlights the crucial importance of adaptability, persistence, and strategic planning in the face of overwhelming odds. But perhaps the most significant lesson from Hannibal's life is about the human cost of relentless conflict and the destructive consequences of an unyielding pursuit of revenge. In the end, Hannibal's life was a testament to both human potential for greatness and the tragic consequences it can entail. His journey from a young boy, swearing eternal enmity against Rome, to a legendary general whose name became a byword for military genius, is a compelling saga that continues to captivate us, offering valuable insights into human nature, power dynamics, and the intricate tapestry of history. Despite his downfall, Hannibal's legacy continues to be revered and studied. His audacious strategies, unyielding defiance, and indomitable will encapsulate the essence of a warrior. They are sources of inspiration for military tacticians and strategists, standing as a testament to the power of ingenuity and daring in the face of adversity. Even Rome, his most bitter adversary, couldn't ignore his genius. His influence is seen in the reforms Romans incorporated into their military tactics and strategies after their encounters with him. In a sense, Hannibal contributed to the making of the Roman military machine that would later dominate the ancient world. The Battle of Cannae, in particular, became a classic case study for encircling tactics, studied even in modern military academies. But Hannibal was more than just a brilliant military tactician. His life was one of resilience in the face of persistent adversity. After his spectacular victories in Italy, he found himself increasingly isolated, his support in Italy waning, his home city unable to reinforce him. Yet he remained undeterred, a formidable adversary to Rome until the end. This tenacity, this ability to keep going in the face of immense hardship, is another essential part of his legacy. On the other hand, Hannibal's life is also a stark reminder of the grim realities of war. The Battle of Cannae, though a brilliant tactical victory, was also one of the deadliest battles in history, resulting in massive loss of life. The Second Punic War devastated the Italian countryside, leading to a significant loss of life and displacement of people. Moreover, the conflict took a heavy toll on Hannibal himself. The same willpower that drove him to the gates of Rome also led him to a lonely end in a foreign land, far from his homeland he had fought so hard for. This paints a somber picture of the personal cost of war, a reminder that even the greatest of victories can come with a devastating price. His journey, as he moved from one court to another in his later years, stands as a testament to the vast changes and fortunes one can experience in life. From being a commander of one of the most formidable forces in the ancient world, to a lonely fugitive, the drastic change in his circumstances is a humbling reminder of the impermanence of power and glory. The life of Hannibal, thus, serves as a rich lesson in history, a narrative filled with moments of triumph and defeat, of audacious gambles and their far-reaching consequences. It tells the story of a man who dared to challenge the might of one of history's greatest powers, a man whose name became a legend. His story is one of brilliance and tragedy, a saga that continues to fascinate us centuries after his death. It provides us a glimpse into the volatile dynamics of power in the ancient world and the individuals who dared to shape it. In conclusion, the story of Hannibal is a poignant reminder of the fine line between victory and defeat, the fleeting nature of power, and the indomitable spirit of human will. It is a tale that continues to resonate with us, capturing our imagination and offering valuable lessons in strategy, resilience, and the human cost of war.